Hey there, it's Cheryl from Cheryl Sheridan Wellness, and I'm bringing you tip number 13. And it's about overall healthcare and how you live a healthy lifestyle. So that's the next step on the balance wheel. And I'm going to share a story with you because I think it shows more of an example of what I'm talking about. And the story is about how when my son was 12 years old, we thought he had Lyme disease. And he was really suffering with a really bad pain in his joints, and he was not feeling well. And we just really didn't know what was wrong with him. So we did a lot of testing, and as we're going through the testing, his joints just started to swell even more. He had softball size swelling on his knees, in his elbows, elbow joints. His fingers were all swollen up, his ankles. I felt awful for him. It was the summertime. He couldn't even go to Six Flags with his friends to get on any roller coasters, which he loved to do because he couldn't even sit in a seat because all of his joints were in that much pain. The doctors put him on some pain medications, with Advil, methotrexate, just all, so anything to control the swelling and the pain. Because we did since then find out that he had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, or JIA, which is juvenile idiopathic rheumatoid arthritis. So it was a really tough time for me as a mom to watch your child go through something in so much pain. And so we kept going. We had to go for tests, for blood work quite frequently. And he developed side effects to all these medications. He was getting awful migraines, dizzy spells, blacking out. Not often, but enough to be scary. And he just was not feeling well. So it was a very hard time as a mom to watch him go through this for, the better part of a year. They also put him on Enbrel injections, which control the inflammation. It helped him. Wasn't really exciting. He had to take a weekly injection in his leg. It was pre-filled, kind of clicking, it was already pre-filled, and the needle was already in there, and we just kind of clicked it into his leg. It was not a fun experience. He experienced some symptoms after that, not bad, but just very tired. So it was a really it was a difficult time. But I also started doing research on what Enbrel was, and I literally freaked out of how high risk the cancer was. And it really made me scared for my son. So I didn't want them on those Enbrel injections for that long, because I was told that where his type of rheumatoid arthritis would possibly go into remission when he was older, maybe when he was in college and outgrew it, and then maybe go back into it in adulthood. I did not want him on Enbrel for that long. And so I went into a very aggressive research campaign in finding out how others have battled this awful disease. And I saw, some kind of off the chart things with nutrition, and how they went to specialists in Boston, and they went on an aggressive nutrition plan, which was taking out gluten from the diet, taking out sugar, all refined sugars. So, and not that we ate a lot of gluten anyways, but we ate a decent amount. No lunch meats, no anything with nitrates, sodium content way down. Organic meats, because regular meats have omega-6, which causes inflammation. Organic milk, because again, the milk, organic omega-6s, too much inflammation, not enough omega-3s. So the organic milk has the higher content of omega-3s. Put them on superfoods, put them on wheatgrass, turmeric. So we did that, and we stayed consistent. And as hard as it was for a kid not to eat all the junk food and not be able to eat hamburgers, we discovered lettuce buns. And I'm happy to say that he was off his Enbrel injections within the year, and he's only had small flare-ups. We are off all medications. He has no symptoms. And the other thing they told him is he would never be able to do an extreme sport. He would never be able to be a runner. He would never be able to play anything. He might be able to swim, but he would never be able to do anything. Well, he learned how to row crew in a camp. He just didn't think that rowing was going to be, she's figured got in a boat, maybe row a little bit. If anyone knows anything about rowing for crew, it is the most intensive sport on your joints, on your body. You have to run, you have to train hard, you have to have super cardiovascular health. He overcame all his pains, sometimes joints locking up throughout he was still kind of on Enbrel and going through the better part of cleaning up our diet. But he pushed through everything. And when he was a freshman, in the later season of his freshman year, he went on the junior varsity team. He was on varsity 3 this year, and he had only like one flare up, and we're not on any, and he's not on any medications. And the same goes for myself. Once I cleaned up my diet and then we further cleaned it up, I am on 0 medications. I am off of all anxiety medications I was on for 9 years. I used to be on all kinds of medications for sinuses, allergies, stomach issues, digestive issues. If you looked in my cabinet, I had one cabinet in my kitchen full with all kinds of things, from Tums to things to do with constipation to cold remedies, allergy remedies. I literally had it all. My bathroom looked the same. But when I started adding in superfoods, all of the herbal remedies, and I cleaned up the diet, me and my kids are on no medications at all. So now I'm saying that it might not work for everybody. Some conditions are worse than others. Some bodies respond differently than others. But why not try? Why not do the research? The doctors kept telling me that they were going to have to stay on medication. The doctors have told me, but the doctors are not trained in nutrition and what food does for you and what herbs can do for you and what a clean gut can do for you. They're not trained for that. They're trained to give you medications. They're trained to stop the symptoms and mask them. So there's all kinds of research out there to tell you, because if you're on certain medications, you can have some herbal reactions, but for the most part, it's not, and you can come off your medications for some ailments. You just have to do your own research. You have to be your own advocate for healthcare. And that is my message for keeping life balance in your healthcare, because you could live a much healthier and happier life. Share this with anyone who that might help with, and I will see you for the next episode, which will be episode number 14, and we will talk about self-esteem.